Nollywood lovers, fans, casual viewers, and walkabout people. This is part 3. Yes, we stretched it to part 3 of our comedy episode. It's the last one, I promise, guys. Alright, on with the episode. Let's talk about new Nollywood's approach to comedy. As so many people have said, they are not enjoying new Nollywood's attempt at American style comedy. The whole awkward pauses.
To allow for the laugh.
Yeah, the whole attempt to be funny. I think in some of these movies, it's just not landing well. Like Chief Daddy 2. Woo! I sort of make it a rule not to directly criticize movies on this podcast, but that was a comedic fail. It was just
yikes.
It was just struggling along. Some of new Nollywood's attempt at comedy is too
on Netflix?
Yes. Yeah, some of Nollywood's approach to comedy is too westernized, it's too Hollywood based. Because it's like trying to make things that Hollywood finds funny and put in a Nigerian situation.
Which doesn't always translate.
It doesn't translate.
I feel like that's my whole, not my issue, but what I find with a lot of new Nollywood.
Yeah.
Is it is trying to not copy, it's trying to relate Hollywood into Nollywood, but it's not accounting for the cultural differences.
But there have been some good ones. Although there are some movies that are classed as comedy and nobody's laughing. For example, who the hell classes Wedding Party as a comedy? What's wrong with you?
I think it counts as slapstick in your face comedy.
I
don't know, I've never seen the film.
There was that wedding planner that was trying to be funny.
I've never seen the film. I should.
Every time I say this, you are terrible to host a Nollywood podcast with.
I am the common man, the pleb, as it were.
You're not.
So you're welcome.
What pleb calls themselves a pleb? Moving on.
I am the voice in the streets.
So
as Piers Morgan would say.
Okay. You have Chief Daddy. Chief Daddy 1 was sort of funny. Falls was bringing it. Did we talk about Falls as a comedian? Well, I think we'll talk about him later as one of new Nollywood neo comedy. But you have the ones like Al-Qaeda. Toni Abraham is really bringing it. She's really bringing it in her comedy. Her comedy is still that kind of Raz girl. Why do we like Raz people? Why do we enjoy watching Raz people?
Because they don't care. They don't care about anything.
They don't care about, and we love that. That's freeing.
Like, they're literally just saying what they want.
They say the things that we want to say deep inside as Nigerians, but I don't think Nigerians are all that restricted.
No! Which tells you, for me to say, that person is Raz, means you need to watch yourself. Because last, that person can slap you and just carry on with their life.
But I think the comedies that work in New Nollywood are smarter comedies. See Potato, see Ghost and the Tout. Look at, I've mentioned Al-Qaeda, Lost in London. I think especially bigs up to Abraham. This is why she's popular, fam. She brings the jokes. I think she's a force in New Nollywood in bringing the jokes like Al-Qaeda, and then Funke Akindele is also helping it with Omogeto.
Omogeto was funny. It had it's the one I've seen is the saga.
Yeah,
I think is that the second one.
Yeah.
And I think that was very funny.
But yeah, the state of new Nollywood comedy is try and be funny and relevant. Okay.
So I think just flowing quite nicely from new Nollywood into new Nollywood comedy into neo
Nollywood comedy.
Neo Nollywood.
That's so
something.
Stupid. Just say it. It's just Nollywood.
Neo comedy something. Is the new way that we are enjoying comedy as Nigerians. The new way that
more than stand up.
Yes.
But stand up is still quite popular.
The new way that we are enjoying and presenting comedy as Nigerians, for instance. So where you had things like Vine, you have things like TikTok now. Obviously, Instagram has Instagram stories and videos. That is the new
Twitter.
way. Twitter, exactly. That is the new way that we are consuming comedy. So you have these I won't say children. They're not children. These people that have come from that stage.
The
So,
Indomie
like,
generation.
What does that mean, please?
The Indomie generation. The generation that grew up with Indomie.
We grew up with Indomie.
Exactly.
I'm part of a generation I didn't know about.
Please keep on.
So, like, your YouTube stars, your Instagram stars. So obviously it would start with your YouTube stars first. So your maybe they're a lot smaller than I think they are, but I think they got more popular when Instagram came out. So your Comic Kikeri Lion, your Chief Obi,
Use your book.
people like Frank Donga, African Ape.
Oh yeah, Frank Donga is really funny.
Frank Donga is hilarious. African Ace, all those people that, like, they were on YouTube, and I think a lot of the time the way they're making their money now is by emceeing weddings and things. That's where they found their trope, which I guess can come under like stand-up comedy.
I think they are stand-up comedians, just in a different light. But I think the comedians are different from. So some people have their character. You know, you have your the Lasisi as a lawyer, brother Shaggy.
It shock you.
I love that guy. But why are we talking about them? Because they have started to flow into Nollywood. They are now starting to bring that YouTube style.
Yes.
The creators the characters that they have created, like Brother Shaggy. The guy's name is Samuel Perry, man. That's the most Ajabota name I've ever heard. But Brother Shaggy is this rough Ajegule Agbaro. And like he'll pop up in Nollywood movies and you'll be like, Brother Shaggy! Yeah. And then he gives you a good time and then he leaves. Or say Frank Donga in what is this movie?
Frank Donga he's been like small characters in
small really funny characters. Yeah. He was in Three Thieves. He was very funny in that. And then let's talk about Falls. Okay. Falls
I think Falls is
just multi. Falls is doing a lot.
He's a threat in a lot of different. So he's comedic. Yeah. He's musical. Yeah. And he acts.
Yeah. And so you have
he ain't bad looking too.
Sweet boy cute. So Falz I think is one of, well, maybe it was his musical status that propelled him, but I don't think so, because Nollywood and Nigerian music are two very different things.
They sort of.
But if you're telling me that if Wizkid wants to star in a Nollywood movie,
Wizkid needs to stay away from Nollywood.
But the thing is that
no, Marianne, this needs to be said immediately. No one wants that.
Big Wiz, no one. Don't
call it Big Wiz.
If you're listening, Wizkid, Big Wiz, Wizzy.
Does he know what Wiz is? No, you want to call yourself Big Wiz? I get it.
He didn't. It's
where it's come from, like Wiz. He's no longer a kid. He's now Big Wiz.
Like a Vonda
but
kid.
It sounds like you're talking about P, and I don't know that you've considered that.
As I said, Big Wiz, don't do it.
Don't do it, man.
Starboy, don't.
Starboy is more appropriate.
But I think that Nollywood and Nigerian music, like, even if Wizkid wanted to play a role, there's no way he could have his own film.
About what?
Whatever it is. No. If he decided tomorrow, woke up and decided he was going to be an actor, or Burna Boy decided to be an actor, he would, I think he would not start at the top of the game.
He wouldn't be successful at it, or he wouldn't be good or talented at it.
You don't know Big Wiz.
No, but I'm pretty sure he'd be up there.
Well,
but just like notability and exposure.
I don't see any producer giving him a whole film.
Not a whole film.
For him to market a film on Wizkid.
They do that with Zendaya though.
Hollywood and Nollywood. Do you see the difference?
Just
Anyway.
If they can put her on a poster for a film that she says 3 words in, Nollywood can do it.
No one cares about your millennial qualms. Anyway, let's talk about Falls. He started off by doing bit parts. He started off by doing skits and, in his music videos being funny. Then he started popping up in Nollywood movies, just doing his own thing in whatever accent. He was in Merry Men, he was in Chief Daddy, and then all of a sudden he got his own film and now he's a bona fide actor. Like, Netflix is like, this is one of our actors. For Nigerian Netflix, he's he's up there.
Mm.
Like, yo, everyone stop. I'm gonna watch Kwam's Money. He was really funny in that, and it's a really good film. But as I was saying, you know, most of these, they've come to bring their own characters into Nollywood.
Yeah.
You know, well, some, for example, you have Wofa Fada.
Wofa, yeah.
Yeah, you know, she deserves more than she's getting, because she I know she's been in some TV series and everything, but she's a very good actress.
She's done, like, she's one of those that I think a lot now you will get like a trope,
Yeah.
of actors and they do skits together.
Yes.
And that's something that's more recent. Whereas the people like Kaponeski, Chifobi, African Ace and things, they are very much single skit people, so they all have their different characters, and it's just them that features in the thing. So I think Wofa is part of that era. So they interchange and
What does that have to do with Nollywood though?
they intertwine. So you're talking about Wofa. Wofa is I think part of that, like, one man show people. Whereas so people like Chifobi, Capon, Kami. No, Capon is different from Kami.
All the people in Flatmates, basically.
No, Kami and Capon are not in Flatmates.
Oh, who's in Flatmates?
Okay, Bakasi is in Flatmates. There's Basketball is in Flatmates. Wofi. That Worry Girl, Tomama.
Yeah,
she was in Flatmates as well.
Yeah.
So I think that is sort of taking people from
so they're
the notable
creating
people from Instagram.
So they're creating their own. It's sort of like a comedian's Nollywood.
Yes.
And that is really fascinating,
That's
isn't
very
it?
interesting.
Okay, by the way, we've just lost a portion of our older audience who have no idea who these Instagram people we're talking about.
Yeah, but the older people didn't know who Akem. The young people don't know who Akem Papa.
Yay!
But at the same time,
Alienating both age groups.
but pandering to both at the same time.
Yes.
So both of y'all are welcome. So like, yeah, so these newer, I'm gonna call them comics. These newer comics have sort of borrowed. No, they've sort of dug, or they've made
their
an
own part of
industry
Yeah.
for themselves. So you can't tell me
of comedic TV shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. Like, just search comedic YouTube, Nollywood shows.
One
series.
I will recommend. It's very, very old. Tout Kitchen.
Oh yeah, Tal Kitchen is hilarious.
Hilarious.
But yeah, you have Flatmates. You have the visa delivery, passport control. You know, there's so many series that are just out there.
In the realm of Nigerian comedy, whilst not necessarily relating to Nollywood too much, I think it's relevant because that is the way that we, like I said, we are consuming comedy. We're not going out and we're not watching full comedy films, but in the space of an hour, I can watch 4 or 5 skits.
Yeah,
with all different actors, with all different
good production values.
Yeah, with all different storylines, all different music, all different like production, different types of they are now
but would you call
becoming
those
their type of film.
But so you would call those Nollywood?
I'd call them Nollywood because it's a new it's a new sort of subsection of Nollywood because it's still entertainment and it's entertainment by Nigerian people for Nigerian people, taking into account things that we do, things that we can relate to and things that we will find funny. So I think that's props to them.
And this is when we're talking about Nollywood comedy and Nollywood on social media, where they mimic these tropes of Nollywood. Like, you would see someone act out a whole film, you know, that's that cliche version of. So yeah, and then you then see these comedians using tropes of Nollywood to make their comedy, to create their skits. Shout out to Jessie K and Tikuro, where you start seeing when they will act out the whole Nollywood films. They will play the prince, the evil mother-in-law, or the evil queen. They will play the dirty village girl or the blind village girl, the queen. And it's like totally hilarious because it's taking these tropes of comedy, especially romance, and, you know, making fun of it and interacting with it. Okay, before we go, let's explore our reputation. Comedy as a genre that isn't respected. Like, most of the people that say, oh, I don't watch Nollywood movies, is stupid.
Those people are,
Okay.
Are those Nigerian people saying such?
Well, obviously. Why would I ask a non-Nigerian, do you watch Nollywood? A lot of people are like, oh, I don't watch Nollywood. Why? Because the plots are silly.
Your plot is silly.
But the plots sometimes are stupid.
The plots sometimes are not the best.
The plots are stupid, but then you have on social media people taking Nollywood movies out of context. You know, Nollywood as in general, we have a bad reputation in the West. Like, we shouldn't care what they think about us, but I still don't like us being clowned, even though we are the best out of Africa. Sorry, South Africa. In that,
Africa. Why are you apologizing to South Africa?
Because they have a thriving film industry.
So to Ghana.
Well,
but we're not talking about Ghana.
This is why I apologized to Ghana in the beginning of this.
I don't remember you apologizing to Ghana. So
anyway,
I'm not saying I respect them either. However,
wow. She respects no one.
Nollywood.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But they try. They have good product. Now you have me defending a different countries in film industry. Like, I don't have Nollywood to defend. Come on. I'm trying my best, man. But Nollywood does produce some real bangers and give it the respect that it deserves. I'm here for my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Anyway, we have a bad reputation, and some of it is caused by them taking these comedic roles where someone does something stupid or where it's meant to be funny. Like, those Regina Daniels Spider-Woman videos, Spider-Woman clips that keep going around, they are not meant to be taken seriously. They are not meant to be taken seriously. But see, even you're getting like het up about it. But even like, it's not meant to be serious. It's comedy. I
have to take several calming breaths. Have you seen how many? This one girl.
Before
she's Spider-Man, she's Black Widow, she's
Batman.
There's a Bat. Oh, Jesus,
but they are comedic. These were a whole line of comedic films that are then taken out of context and then shared around on social media. Ha ha ha! Look at these stupid Africans trying to create a film industry. Don't they know they're stupid? Anyway, moving on. But it's not helped when we even take these clips again out of context, share them, and be like, oh my god, Nollywood has done it again. Even though I do agree, Nollywood needs to be mocked sometimes.
No, I think that's
sometimes,
and that's another. It's a case of I can do it, you can't.
Yes, true.
I can make fun of Nollywood because I grew up with Nollywood. And these old clips that I'm bringing up now are clips that I watched as a child.
Yeah, and have some nostalgia factor.
It's not even that. These are films that I took seriously. Like, if I saw a helicopter flying in a Nigerian...
Okay, by the way, that was not us. That helicopter that they keep showing, Jesus Kung Fu, that was Ugandan.
What?
Have you not seen the Jesus Kung Fu video?
No, the one where it's clearly a plastic helicopter.
Yeah, no, that was a Nollywood. That was a Nollywood film. They tried, but they didn't achieve it. At least they tried. They couldn't get a helicopter.
What I'm saying is, as a child, I would have seen that helicopter and thought, oh, it's a helicopter.
Because that was the technology at the time. Nowadays, you can't be putting a plastic helicopter.
But then it's not new films that will come up in that way.
True.
So
even though our CGI is still atrocious,
it still needs some work.
We really shouldn't.
It needs some work. People need training for that. But no, I can then take that clip and say, look at what I thought was a real helicopter as a child. Look at it. So silly now. I can laugh at that. Mm-hmm. Some other person.
Some Brian.
I didn't know how to say it. Some other person takes that and says, oh, look at these Africans, look at their film, we're so much better than them. I'm like, shut your damn mouth. Like, no, you shut your mouth. I'm allowed to laugh at that for nostalgia reasons. You are not, because this is coming from a place of malice.
Yeah, but also for Nigerians out there, when Nigeria brings unintentional comedy, because that's what we're talking about now, unintentional comedy rather than intentional comedy, with like seriousness and the hope of I have seen some in my history of working with Nollywood movies. I I have seen some shit. I saw a horror movie where the guy wore a mask and we could see his face, and then it was meant to be a ghost that was pushing it, but we could see the hands. Do
you know Tyler? Tyler's my partner. Tyler to this day still can't get over the fact that he watched one clip once of a Nigerian ghost, and you know what a Nigerian ghost in Nollywood looks like. And to this day, he can't get over it.
Get over it, Tyler. Get over it. But when we produce unintentional comedy, I do think that we should be generous with... I'm of two minds. Like, what needs to be clowned should be clowned. What needs to be made fun of should be made fun of. But on the other, I mean, as a former reviewer, I made fun of lots of movies because they were bad. Oh, that's a movie of unintentional comedy, right? Oh my God, I laughed so much in that movie. Oh, that was such a funny movie, but not for what they intended.
As the man on the street, right?
Yeah, not on the street.
I'm in these streets, Miriam.
Oh, you belong to the streets.
I'm actually happily engaged. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Can still belong to the streets.
That's rude as hell and disrespectful too. No, okay. As a objective party to the listeners of this podcast, I want you to just, on a day that you don't have anything to do, you're just chilling, you're like, I'm gonna go on YouTube, see what's on there. Just search up The Power of Three.
Nollywood movie,
The Power of Three. And just
enjoy.
DM us what you thought of the film.
The Facebook page, contact me by WhatsApp.
Comment on Anchor. Just let us know.
Spotify, Instagram, we
let us
everywhere.
Know what you think of the film. There are 4 parts, so you will have to bear with it like you would with most Nollywood films. In fact, tell us how far you got.
But the thing is, okay, if we're talking about unintentional comedies, there are so many different genres. Lame CGI, terrible acting. I watched one where they spoke in Shakespearean English.
I think I've started that.
Oh yeah, I made everyone I know watch it.
And thought, this is not for me. This is not for me. I don't know who it is for.
What?
Not for me.
But kudos on the actors for learning the whole Shakespearean
the
English.
lines.
Like, that was amazing. Oh.
No.
Anyway, so what's your favorite comedy movie? Do you have?
I don't have a favorite comedy.
What about
movie.
The Gold Statue?
I wouldn't call that. That's more I wouldn't call it a thriller. I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't class it as a comedy movie, nor would I class it as my favorite comedy movie. No, I don't have a favorite comedy film. I have obviously moments in films that I think are funny, that I like. That's it. Or I like certain tropes. Oh yes. So like obviously the Raz outspoken babe. Girl, without the accent, by the way. The just slow gatesman. Either gatesman or a megad. Like, that man is not guarding anything.
I'm sorry for you.
You walk into a house and you're like, oh, is Mr. Ebu that is your gatesman? Alright, cool. No, I wish you luck. But no, I don't. Like I said, I don't look for comedy films. I actively avoid comedy films because I know if someone is trying to make me laugh purposely, it's not going to happen. Not especially with the specific brand of comedy that is that physical comedy. So like if we relate that to like your internet skits and stuff, all of the ones that are meant to be just first look funny, so like the cross-dressing ones and the weird makeup and and
I love puns. You didn't mention that when you were talking about types of comedy. Puns, which is actually quite new.
I think new to Nollywood.
But stupid idioms aren't.
No.
We do a lot of stupid idioms.
I think that's like the really, really old. I think that comes more from old Nollywood.
Oh, yeah. More idioms and stupid sayings. And you're like, what?
That's not a thing.
Oh, I want to pluck you. Like this corn.
You want to harvest me? Yes. I'll harvest you.
Oh, some local mahi recipes.
You know what? sometimes where I'm just by myself, just living my life, and that scene will pop in my head and we just giggle.
But can we talk about why they find cross dressing to be funny, at least in the Nollywood type context?
I don't know.
Like,
because I think at first it is funny.
Yeah, because it's a man doing women things.
It's a man doing women things in an exaggerated way.
Yeah.
Because you find that, they've stuffed their boobs, they've stuffed their butt, they've drawn their eyeliner in a certain way. So it is just glance at it. It's meant to be like, hey, dumb. These new actors, they will make that is their character.
Yeah.
You give them props for that. Like, yeah, you're sticking to it. I don't have to find it funny, but there are people that do. So I think as just like a roundabout way to finish the podcast.
Yeah.
It's good to understand that whilst you don't find something funny, you can't bash it because
or moderate what other people find.
Or because someone else will find it hilarious.
Yeah, because I find Just Too Funny so funny. It's hilarious.
So I can take him in tiny little spoonfuls.
I have two favorites. Now, the first one is where that meme of "Why are you running? Why are you running?" is from. Guys, Pretty Little Liars Nigerian movie. It's on YouTube. It is so funny.
With Nse
Funke Akindele and Queen Wakoye, I think.
Mm.
And it's just so funny. Like y'all have seen the memes. The thing is funnier.
I think that comes under
it's farcical.
Yeah.
But it's like it has like a good mashup of the things I like. Ron's girls, people pretending to be better than they are. That whole trick of I'm in a plane to Abuja while being in the bus or something. So that's really funny. And
films that I find funny, and it's people will say maybe this is my favorite film. Carrie the Shoemaker is hilarious.
Yes, I think Mercy Johnson in general can be. I find Mercy Johnson funny,
very funny.
I find Mercy Johnson funny. What role she's doing, maybe it was funny like the first time, and she will come up with some things.
But no, I think, that is a trope that almost every female Nollywood actor has played, though.
Except maybe the more touche ones.
So like your Iniedo, I know, has played that part. Queen Okoye has played that part. Funke Akindele has definitely played that part.
Genevieve has not.
Genevieve has not. Omotola has not.
Oh no, Omotola has.
Omotola has played it out.
Yes, and so you know what I think about. So is Genevieve. They started off playing, especially Genevieve started off playing like them Ron's girls type of roles.
No. You misunderstand. Ron's girls roles is not a tout role. The tout role is almost tomboyish kind of tout role. That is what I mean. Like those ones that they fight.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
how I would defend. That's how I would define a toutish woman. With toutish behavior.
Toutish behavior. Iniedo has played the role too. She played it very well. That time she cut her hair.
Yes.
She was very good at that.
I think she's done more than one film even. A lot of people have done more than one film.
Yeah, no, those are funny.
Role. Yeah.
Those are funny. I like that role. My second film that I enjoy is Market Seller with Omotola. It might not be called Market Seller, actually. It was the one where she was just completely pretending to be a different type of person than what she was. And in the end, she got caught out, but it was really funny watching her try and hide it all. So I like those kind of, I think, more cerebral ones, I guess. But in conclusion, though, all these actors, Mr. Ibru, Victor Oswago, Okun, Ime Bishop, Helen Paul, Chi Girl, Eniola Bam, they're all working hard. It is not easy to be funny. It's not easy to be funny at all.
And it's not easy to make it look like you're not trying to be funny.
Yes. Because if you try too hard, it becomes very embarrassing.
Yes.
It's not good. But
yes,
but would you but none of our actors try too hard except some in Nollywood. There's somebody, I don't know what his name is, but he's always playing the stammering character. Why do people find that funny? The guy has a disability or a disabled character that they make funny. That is dark side of Nollywood comedy. disabled characters that, oh, they hang the hands and is limping and is behaving, you know, like, I don't want to say moronic, but that's what it's called, like, oh, the moron, or that's the way they pronounce it.
Should it be?
Like, they're playing the moron that's disabled.
Stop saying moron. Just say moron, like a normal person.
Like, the hand is curled, is limping, or is drooling, or is making things with the mouth. Like, I feel like that is making funny, or that's making fun of a disability, and I don't think it's something that we should do. But people like what they like.
People like what they like.
Except that stammering guy. I don't know anyone who finds that stammering guy funny.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, because you don't watch as many films as I can, and you're terrible to host the podcast with.
Because host by yourself.
I don't want to host by myself.
There you go.
Anyway,
you need the man on the street.
Anyway, thank you for joining us on this comedy episodes of the comedy, exploring the comedy genre. Next up, I have a guy that has some serious thoughts about comedy as well. Excited. Say goodbye.
Watch all the films we told you to watch. You like them, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's very funny. Thank you.
And just sort of, I think if you come across it on social media, just sort of comment and say just what your favorite comedy films are, what kind of comedy that you're into. I think it'll be quite interesting to see like what other people, other than, because we are, I don't want to call us weird people, but we are we enjoy things differently to other people.
Yes.
So I think to get the general or to get the normal consensus would be quite nice.
Yes, it really would.
So thank you guys.
All right, bye.
See you later.
Okay.